Now, New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez was found guilty on all counts in his federal corruption trial on Tuesday. A New York jury found Mr. Menendez guilty on all 16 corruption charges, including bribery, a public official acting as a foreign agent, and obstruction of justice. The New Jersey senator was accused of multiple bribery schemes in which he and his wife accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars, gold bars, and mortgage payments from businessmen. The jury deliberated for more than 12 hours over the course of 3 days before reaching a verdict, and the trial lasted 9 weeks. Now, following the verdict, the senator maintained his innocence at a press conference and says his team will appeal.
I have never violated my public oath. I have never been anything but a patriot of my country and for my country. I have never, ever been a foreign agent, and the decision rendered by the jury today would put at risk every member of the United States Senate in terms of what they think a foreign agent would be.
And our correspondent Ione Wells has been following the verdict and has the latest.
Bob Menendez has now been found guilty of 16 counts in this bribery case. The accusation that he's now been found guilty of is that he accepted gifts, including gold bars worth $100,000, but also cash and a Mercedes-Benz, in exchange for illegally aiding foreign governments. Specifically, that he accepted these gifts from businessmen acting on behalf of the Egyptian government. Now, he has continued to strongly deny the allegations, even after that verdict was delivered, saying that he has never ever acted as a foreign agent and that he is deeply disappointed by this result, suggesting that he is likely to appeal. His defense throughout this case centered on his argument that these were not bribes because the prosecution couldn't prove that any direct actions had been taken as a result of the gifts that he had received. But this is certainly a very kind of damning verdict for Mr. Menendez, who has, as I said, been found guilty on all 16 counts of this. Now, he is trying to stand as an independent candidate to regain his seat in November's election. After many Democrats distanced themselves from him and cut ties from him, he is hoping to win that seat as an independent. But today, he is facing multiple calls from senior Democrats to stand down in what is becoming the latest headache for the Democrat Party.
Let's talk about that and much more with my guests, former Democrat Congresswoman Stephanie Murphy to my right and former Republican Congressman Rodney Davis to my left. Great to have you both with me. Stephanie, I want to start with you. We've seen the Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer calling on Bob Menendez to resign. Bob Menendez is maintaining his innocence. We heard a clip from him. What do you think the impact is for Democrats here?
Well, there's a positive and a negative, as there is in a lot of situations. On the positive side, it really debunks the Republican accusation that the Department of Justice is somehow politicized to just persecute Republicans. In fact, they have convicted the current president's son. They've just convicted a Democratic senator. They are doing what they should be doing. And for the American people, that should feel comforting in the sense that, like, the Department of Justice is not politicized, no matter what anybody says. They are doing what they're supposed to be doing, carrying out the law and making sure that nobody is above it. The negative is that it does reflect poorly on the party. It allows the Republicans to say they are the law and order party and to point to wrongdoing by a senator. So Schumer is not wrong to ask for Menendez to resign, just to get that out of the headlines and out of the Senate.
What do you think, Rodney? Could this possibly be a boon for Democrats to say, look, nobody, including our own party members, is above the law?
No. I don't think it's going to be a boost for Democrats at all. It plays into the Republican message that you're going to hear this week, that Democrats are soft on crime. And in the end, it also kind of lands a blow to any Democratic attacks on President Trump's guilty verdict in the New York case.
But the Democrats are showing that they here have gone through, they've seen this process of Bob Menendez being convicted, and they're saying, look, he needs to leave the party. Isn't that indeed the contrast to what you just said?
Well, I think the Republicans would say the same thing if a Republican senator was tried and convicted by a jury at the federal level. There's a big difference when you look at what happened to President Trump in the New York court system It was an FEC case the DOJ decided not to pursue, that the New York State's attorney decided to move forward on.